channel.
We're chilling.
This is my bestie, my main bitch. Did I say that right? Sorry, we're lit a little bit, so don't mind it. I wanted to bring something a little bit different to my channel because all I do is sit in my room and it's getting a little bit annoying and then I can't breathe. So today we're gonna be basically like doing some story times and we're gonna be spilling some tea. A lot of fucking tea. And basically we're not gonna like hold back. I feel like I need to like bring some spice up into this shit. So like, you know, enjoy that. Okay, I thought of like some things that we could talk about like to determine a story time because, you know, we don't got people asking us questions, you know, because we're not bougie like that, but we're a little ghetto bougie. So like, let's do this. Okay.
We're ghetto fabulous, bitch.
What is a weird argument you had with an ex-boyfriend?
I'm sorry. Okay. I would say a weird argument I had with like an ex. It would just have to be about telling him not to play truth or dare at a party because people like to fucking kiss. And basically I was at this party and it was like after my play, like what is it called, like a after party, like when you celebrate and shit.
Yeah, an after party.
So I said, hey, like slow down, like don't fucking play truth or dare. And I got really upset because I just felt like he was like violating a code in our relationship.
I felt that.
But yeah, that's what I can think of for right now.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of some because there was a lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, not Michael Jackson.
No.
Okay, nowhere close to Michael Jackson.
Not exactly. Was he like charming like him or?
Well, clearly, because we basically said like we said really meaningful things like the first fucking day we actually hung out.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, and then we started going out like that night. But like honestly, that was a really bad relationship.
Gotcha.
Like it was very toxic, just like most of my life.
Was it just like you weren't feeling the little lemon drop?
Honestly, I felt like I liked being in the relationship, but at the same time, it totally made me feel like I'm trapped.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he would freak out for everything.
Would he?
Yeah, like he left during a funeral we went to for my mom's best friend while I was giving a speech because he thought like I was texting niggas on my phone.
Really? How
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But basically, that's what happened. Okay, I guess a weird argument would be basically a long time ago when I was dating a girl at the time. She went through my jewelry box and found an old love letter like from my ex before her. And she was all like, why do you still have this? And I was like, I don't know, I kept everything honestly. But at the same time I understood why she was upset and I, you know, tore it up and threw it away.
Emotional moment there.
She was really mad at me.
Okay. Like super serious.
Yeah, because we went to a family party right after. She was like being awkward with me and I was like, alright, well.
Oh, like she was just getting the chips instead.
I was like, okay, I'll rip up the fucking letter like as soon as we get out of this
Honestly,
place.
like it's not like if you're with that person, I feel like people still have, you know, attachment to certain memories.
I appreciate good memories I had back then, but I'm grateful they're over because life, you know, people teach you lessons and I'm happy for the lessons I learned
Okay, gotcha.
from them because now I know how to better myself in the future, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I know how to be a better woman in the future for somebody.
Gotcha.
Got me.
Is that why you kept the letter to have a reminder?
Kind of, because
Oh, okay.
honestly, like, it was one of those things where it was, like, rare if someone did something like that nice for you. And being so young, like 15 years old, I received that letter and I thought it was, like, kind of special. And I just always kept it. I never thought about
Not
it or
many
read
people
it
get
behind her
those
back.
letters.
But I did keep it. And so, you know, to, like, make things right, I threw the fucking letter away.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, honestly...
Do you take a picture of the letter?
I didn't, actually. I was being a good person.
Okay, gotcha.
That's funny though. Basically, do you have any drunk story times to share?
I do. Basically, I was in the junior year in high school.
Okay.
I feel like we're on Wendy right now. This was like my rebelling stage. You feel me? This is like when I wanted to drink and I wanted to smoke pot and shit. Well, basically, like, I had met this cheerleader, and at the time, I was looking for a place, my parents and she said, oh, you can move into my back house. So we started hanging out. Well, I started hanging out with this cheerleading girl. And one night, I was supposed to go to prom, and I couldn't go because my aunt had to leave town. So she wasn't able to take me, and my mom was like, haha, bitch, you ain't going to prom.
That's sad.
Oh, I found it funny now.
Oh. Honey.
So I just went out with my friend and I got drunk on someone's lawn. And I've never gotten drunk on someone's lawn before. I was like, whoa, like, are we supposed to do this, Emily? And she's like, yeah, I do it all the time.
I remember those days.
And I was like, oh my god, like, that was the most wildest experience of my life.
I feel that. There's the first time I got drunk. Everybody's heard this story, I feel like. But basically, I was drinking beer, wine, and Malibu rum all at the same time that night. And like, so I did not eat that day at all. And I decided to just drink. Because I had never gotten like shit-faced drunk in my whole life, you feel me? I didn't even know like how much you were supposed to drink, or I don't know how you were supposed to like pace yourself and slow down if you feel like. But I was just like going go 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 go. And so because I was drinking so much with an empty stomach, I got the spins quick. And so, you know, I had to be helped inside, and I was like falling asleep everywhere. I was saying some fucking weird shit. I kept getting woken up, and they're like, Cece, eat something, and I'm like, I can't. And okay, when I'm drunk, I'm a very happy person, but low key, high key, low key, like I was going through it that night, like I really was. So I was crying, and then like I fucking kept getting sick. I wandered outside, and then I fell asleep in a lawn chair in my friend's porch.
Oh my God,
I woke up again, and they were like wearing my beanie and like imitating me a little bit, and I was like, I felt so bad for the mom because kept like hearing about me getting sick, and then like they would have to like keep washing up the blanket I was using, and, or whatever, I don't know, but they kept cleaning up my mess. And towards the end of the night when I got sick one more time, I actually walked my ass to the bathroom, got sick, totally cleaned up my mess. It wasn't bad, but it was like I wiped the seat and sprayed it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and I walked out and I was like, I cleaned up my mess.
Oh my god. Just so you know, like, I was puking, but I cleaned it up.
And so that happened, and I was like, oh, the pizza from yesterday, is there any left? I ate some, and then my mom picked me up, not knowing that I was like hella hungover. And she picked me up and was like, you want In-N-Out for breakfast? And I was like,
oh, no, she didn't.
She did. I was like, this bitch knows how to heal my wounds tonight, or this morning.
One time I was coming back from Vegas, and I've been drinking all night. I took 6 shots of tequila too quick, and my aunt woke me up 9 a.m. Let's just say I wasn't feeling too hot. He said, you want In-N-Out? And I said, yes, but I was feeling wishy.
You were going through it.
Yes.
That sounds horrible. It sounds like Tori from Preacher's Daughters going to church hungover.
I have.
Not me. I've been to church faded, but I've never been to church like
Kind of hungover.
intoxicated, hungover.
I just like, I don't know, it just so happened I was drinking with my cousin. I don't like to speak of, but
You're just making me die from laughter.
But okay, so basically, like, I went to church because this like lady always volunteered to pick us up.
Shout out to church lady.
She's like, oh, I'll pick you guys up. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So we had to be up by 9 a.m. and we're up until like 3. Then we're just drinking, and then I just didn't feel good, and I told my cousin. I'm just like, ugh, never again. But I don't know, I got over it somehow.
I got over it somehow.
But that was kind of intense. What about you?
I was staying at my ex-girlfriend's house. I was spending the night, and then like we snuck out of the house with her sister and her sister's like best friend. Basically, we ditched the house in the middle of the night and like walked far as fuck to the beach, and then my moccasins tore, so I had to walk back barefoot. I was so pissed.
You're like, fuck this.
Fuck this. But at the same time, it was fun. And then like we just like wandered around the beach, and then like we walked back, and it was just like a funny thing to say. And then the next morning we took her dad's vodka and just got shit-faced at McDonald's.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. What's the grossest thing you've ever eaten?
Squid taco.
Deadass, I love that shit.
It wasn't that good because I didn't have the right ingredients to go with it.
Mine was either a raw oyster, like from a shrimp cocktail, like camarón y pulpo, like that fucking shit. So bomb, but it had an oyster in it for some reason, and I was like, I swallowed it, and it was really unpleasant for me. And also when I was a kid, like at our picnic blanket at the beach, we had food. I saw something shiny and like yellow, like near like where we kept our food and desserts, and I was like, oh, did something spill? And I was like, bitch, it was bird shit.
Oh my god.
I was like, I don't tell a lot of people that story because I don't want them to call me shit-faced or some shit. What's a stalker story that you have?
One time I was in beauty school, and there was this girl named Bree, and she was like kind of older than me. She's like 27, and I didn't like her because like on the first day she was telling me like stuff about people that was like kind of already bad, so I kind of got a bad vibe off of her. And then like I had lunch with her like on the first day of school, and then I had a bad vibe, so I ignored her. And then she kind of just like started like coming into like the facial room, and she was like, oh, like, did I do something wrong? And then like I would come out the facial room and we'd be on break, and she'd be like, if I did anything wrong, like, just please tell me, like. And I'm just like, I just felt really like stalked, because I was just like, why are you coming at me all the time, like saying you want to be friends when I don't like you?
So, I was in the 8th grade, and like my mom and I were looking for apartments to live in because, you know, shit happens sometimes. And so basically we went to these apartments, and the manager there, he was like in his late 30s or something, and he showed us around, whatever, and he would like shoot like subtle, like flirtatious fucking comments at me, and I'm like, nah, right? And so we like moved into our new place like, I want to say 3.5 months later.
Okay.
And so one morning I went to school, and my mom got a knock on the door. This homie went to the manager of my apartment, asked for our name and which apartment we lived in because he wanted to stop by and say hi. And so he knocked on every fucking door in my building and then found our door. And he basically was like, hello, do you remember me? And my mom's like, yeah. What are you doing here? And then he's all like, I came to ask your permission if I could take your daughter on a date to the movies. I was 13. My mom was like, no, she doesn't have permission. Like, you can leave. Yeah, and the apartments that he worked at are right across the street from my fucking house right now. And basically my mom took it to the police, and she was like, can I do anything about this? He came to my front door,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, unless he like actually did something that's like illegal, we can't do anything about it. And so I was like, oh! Okay, people, that's enough time we have for today. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, you know, subscribe and like and do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not asking you to, but it'd be pretty dope if you did. You feel me? Alright, thank you for watching. Bye bye.